All right, guys, January 10th. Is it 10th? All right, guys, January 11th. Season's obviously over here in Kansas, but it's the first official day of management for us. We're down here. We've got 5-6 hours to put the steel chainsaws to work. We're gonna basically work a really good timber stand that needs some improvement where Nate shot his buck this fall. That spot was just money, and we want to open it up even more.
Hit that clip.
And then continue south and doing what we love most, getting the saws all fired up.
Is that a wrap on the interview?
You know, everybody loves September 1 or September 14th or October 1. You know, we love January 11th because it means management season, and you might find a shed. My buck from November. Tom made me a mount. Might be trying. Pretty sweet mount, if you ask me. Gonna get it up soon. Ready, man? Gonna go burn. Load up. So early in the week, the plan was to go down today. And then this morning, we canceled the trip. And then this afternoon, we got the trip back on. Because we have this little burn window here. And then
how does that shirt still fit you?
The next 10 days, we really wouldn't be able to burn.
Oh, man.
You're supposed to get stronger as you get older. You just got smaller. Smaller and weaker. Dumber. Poorer. Let's hit it! Go for it. Alright, well, it's getting dark, obviously. You might be wondering what kind of shenanigans we're up to, but we're going to do a prescribed burn. It's going to soon be much brighter right here, but we're on the north end of our property. There's a south wind, so it's pushing north. It's actually pretty slow, but it's not going to need much with how much fuel is here. So we're making a north burn line, which fire break, which is basically going to stop the fire. So when we're burning it, we have no worries. So this whole brome field basically bottlenecks to this spot right here. So we're going to make probably like a 8 to 10 yard, like almost 20-foot wide burn break, fire break that will just extinguish the fire, so we don't have to worry about it. So it's, I don't know, maybe here to there is 20 yards that we have to cut. So gonna do that and then light it up. Alright, we're on the north end, doing just a secondary break. We got already one set up here, north of us, so just killing it as it gets to this road. Fire's coming down nicely. What do we got here? 12:31 a.m.
That late?
Yeah.
Wow.
Found this guy.
Speak up.
Found this sucker. In the brome. We were talking on the way down here. We haven't never found one in the brome. First night shed, first brome shed, first burn shed.
Pretty sweet buck.
But I thought it was more of a cruiser in November, but he came around to the feeder in January.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 3-year-old. Anyway, gosh, we probably burnt, man, I would say 8 acres, 8 to 10, maybe. And hot fire went really well. Fire breaks worked really well. Egyptian wheat really got that fire roaring. I mean, we saw 15-foot flames at times. So all in all, I mean, it's only like 4 hours of burning, but hit those smoldering piles a couple times, and now we're ready to go to bed.
Look at that face. Tell me you burned without telling me you burned.
I haven't looked in the mirror. Here you are, about 7 minutes into this video, and you haven't seen a single hunt yet. If this isn't your bag, you can watch one of our other hunts that gets right into it. We got many public land, private land hunts, whatever you want. I'll even link one above. But we tell this story starting with management, because the story of this deer wouldn't be told correctly if we skipped straight into the fall. Off-season work is what enables a small tract like 80 acres to hold deer like half rack. Now, let's get into his story. As far as we know, Half Rack called this 80 acres his fall home since 2020. We had a brief encounter with him that December, but never laid eyes on him until moments before he was shot. He first showed up with almost his entire right side broken off, earning him the name Half Rack. That year, we roughly aged him at 4.5. Going into 2021, we were excited to see him with 2 full sides. But once again, he broke all but his G2 and main beam on his right side. That March, Nate found his right side, adding to the story of Half Rack.
Whoa. That antler's been there for a while. This is the buck we call Half Rack. Wow.
Leading into 2022, Half Rack was at the top of the list, but stayed in the back of our mind because we knew he wouldn't show up until mid-November or December.
We're back in Kansas, hunt number 2 of the year. Man, I got some serious throwback vibes today from when Thomas killed his buck the first year out here. We have had a massive cold front come through. 30 degrees from yesterday drop at least. It's probably mid-60s, and yesterday was triple digits. And pressure is through the roof. And we had some rain. It's still like dribbling on us right now. So, man, when I see a giant front like that with some rain, it gets me really excited. So I am very pumped to be in the tree right now.
Man, Went from a super exciting evening to a very wet evening. Weatherman just straight up lied to us today. We just, I mean, we were in a pretty heavy rain. I'm not sure if I'd call it a downpour, but borderline heavy rain to downpour for like 20 minutes, thinking that our radar was showing that it let up. It didn't let up. We were getting pretty much drenched. So we got down from the stand, went to our blind for just a little bit, and stayed the rest of the night in that blind in the food plot. Saw some deer. We just needed it to clear up a little bit. I think it would have been a real good night because deer were moving early before the rain really picked up, and then just went dead. So hoping tomorrow morning will be all right to get out there. But yeah, rain won tonight. For dinner. We're gonna make some pizzas. Let's see what we got. In this giant freezer, we've got a Jack Supreme stuck to the bottom, and ooh, sausage and pep. I think that's gonna be it.
What's the drink?
What's to drink? Let's see. We've got pretty good selection here. Got some Modelo, if you're into that. We've got some Coors Light, and we've got some Busch Light, a personal favorite. And now, I'm gonna set up a fan to dry all of our soaking wet clothes. All right, it's October 6th. We checked this camera on our really close shed plot and had an absolute slammer on there. We think it might be Split G2 from the last 2 seasons. He's big, for sure, shooter, so we've got a nice short walk into our shed plot. We're gonna go on him. I think the odds are pretty good that we at least see a deer with some decent antlers tonight, but he was there this morning, like 6 hours ago. So we're gonna creep down into this clover plot and see what we can see.
got him scraping. No. Well, it's the morning of October 25th, and of course it rained all day yesterday. We're expecting bucks to be up on their feet, like freshening sign, and that's definitely been the case this morning. It hasn't even been light for a full hour yet, and we had 2 studs. A 4-year-old we know really well, we call Tommy, and then a new 3-year-old that we didn't recognize right off the bat. So, super good start to the morning. Hopefully, a mature buck decides to do the same. They don't really love us in this tree. I don't know. This is like one of the last one holding leaves, and it's done well for us the last 2 years, but for some reason they know something's up here, so we might have to think about that for future hunts. About 200 yards that way, I shot a buck. November 5th. So, it'd be nice to repeat that cycle. You're good to go. Alright, November 11th. Big shout out to all the veterans that are serving now or have served. Couldn't be doing this without their sacrifice. A lot of people are starting to forget that. We're back here in this bedding area. We already bumped a young buck, and we've got a camera up here, I don't know, 150 yards north that has had decent activity the last couple days. We're kind of just hoping that there's does in these thickets and bucks are hanging out with them, and we're on the ground, obviously. It's extremely cold. I don't remember such a cold day since like last year, December. So we crawled back up in here this morning. We've never hunted this spot before, but we know it's a good area. There's gotta be bucks around, so gonna rattle here before too long and try to get a good shot with all these layers on. Alright, well, hopefully you can hear me, but it's approaching 10. I've seen, I think I saw like a flicker of a tail, and Nate just spotted like a nice up-and-coming 4-year-old right along this fence back here, but unfortunately we have to head in because we have 2 important calls that we have to be at the shed for, and then we're going to get back out here. I mean, the next 2 to 3 days should be, I would assume that we're gonna, while it's deer hunting, you never know what's gonna happen. I think the next 2 to 3 days it could happen, so we're gonna go warm up quick, make those calls, and then we're gonna be right back out here. On our way back, sure enough, just had a younger buck pop up right here. But then we looked further past in this clover plot, and there were like, gosh, like at least 3 good bucks like running around in there. There must be some odd doe. We're gonna go get in their area.
All right, we're having a very hard time deciding which tree stand to sit in. Got the shed plot, easy access. There were bucks there this morning. You're just not gonna, you might not catch the cruiser there. It's kind of in a very specific spot. Transition, lots of still good movement, really great visibility, definitely could catch cruiser. Heads, transition. Tails, shed plot. Shed plot.
Shed plot it is?
Yep.
All right.
There's a big deer there. Who was that? Who is that, Nate? Dude, what? I just smoked him. I thought I drilled him.
Oh, no, I think he was going down.
Oh my God, are you? see. I want to make sure it's good. I need to see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Did you got that going? I could barely hear you say. Shoot. We've been. I don't even know what to say, dude. It's just, oh my gosh. To think that we just coin flip this. Before, I was like, I heard it right away walking. And they're going nuts down here. And I heard a grunt. And I was like, oh shit. Dude, I'm like absolutely shook. I mean, I had no chance to screw that up. I mean, my bow hit this, my top. So I knelt down. I mean, I think I hard punched him. I think he could be right down in here. But, I mean, we flipped the coin here or another spot. Decided to go here. I mean, got in here at 2 because we had some goals we had to deal with. But right away, deer chasing. And this morning we left some deer hanging around this area. We thought there could be a hot doe. And sure enough, I mean, chasing, it was like all in a matter of a minute. Chasing, running around. I mean, some like dinosaur grunts down and back in there. If I hadn't shot this guy, like I would have been able to like hopefully call in some other. There's definitely another shooter in this group, but they hear some walking and then we hear some grunting, and I'm still looking this way to see, make sure nothing's coming behind me. And he says shooter multiple times quietly, and I wasn't like exactly sure what I heard, but I turned and just saw just a beautiful deer. And there's just no questions asked. Like I'm absolutely shooting that deer. Don't know who it is yet. I mean, we're not sure what we're going to be finding here at the end of the trail. So, I mean, Kansas, November 11th. It just doesn't get better. Okay, well, I would have shot him about right in here. We weren't sure if I got a pass through or not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like I almost don't want to put my hands on them because then I can't do it for the first time again. This is
This is a dream, dude.
That's a giant.
That's totally him. That's him for sure, dude.
I always wondered what he looked like.
The gnarly bases.
Man, thank God. That is a true Kansas giant right there, man. Gosh, you put so much work in to kill a deer like this, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but man, it's special when it happens and comes together. Yeah, this right here, that's half rack.
Mm-hmm.
How that goes in like that.
I think it's the brows that give it away. They're just look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Just gnarly, and he's got points back here. This deer we've had around since 2020.
Spencer, he
Yeah.
popped out that night.
Yeah, he's been a half rack, so he's always broken off this side, and yeah, like
year.
gone. Yeah, first year here, second year he just had this, and we have that shed. But we thought he was at least 5 last year, and every time like we think about this deer, we were just like, gosh, if we could see him like not broken, like he would be a stud. And I mean, my best Kansas buck, my best buck ever. And it's gonna be hard to beat this one for a little while. Just a beautiful deer. Didn't recognize him immediately, but as soon as we had time to think about it, we thought it could be him. Incredible. I mean, not counting these two, that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, we won't count him. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You letting those 3 pass?
That'd really hype it up.
That right there is why you pass Wadlow, sons.
Yeah.
That's the type of deer that will freaking rub a hedge.
Just trying to decide what that is.
Who got it? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Or Nate?
I shot him.
You did?
Yeah.
Dude, let me see him again.
Freak.
Holy smokes, Tom.
Dude, he's an absolute giant.
Is he one that you know?
Yeah, we think we know him. We hadn't seen him at all.
Do it.
Yeah.
Look, mate.
If you are lucky enough to kill a buck, I don't care how big, it's an experience of a lifetime. But sometimes the coin flips correctly and you get a buck of a lifetime to step out at 10 yards. The story of Half Rack will live on in memories forever.
What are you digging for, Tom?
They definitely know. They're coming right in.
I knew it. I knew it. We're like, what are they doing? We're looking at all the pictures. We're looking at all the pictures on the camera. Ugh. Good job, you guys.
Wow.
Moose.
Wow, that's awesome.
Congrats.
Wow.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Which one? Who is he?
This is Half Rack. Hadn't seen him all season.
Wow.
Today was the first day. Insane hunt. And the target buck we were after showed up after we were out of there tonight.
Wow.
We would have shot him too.
Oh my God.
Insane night. The story's insane, but we we shot him at 240. We were basically just got finished setting up.
That's him. That's why his half rank is his name.
Wow.
Yeah, it's totally him.
He's a
Those
big
brown
boy.
Tines. Those
Biggest
brown
deer ever.
Brow.
tines are really something.
Freaking, we can't let this deer up. We couldn't
Yeah.
even do UTV.
It's cold. You got me?
Yeah.
It's cold and it's snowing. Just another great day if you're a deer hunter. But we got this guy all diced up. These things are heavy. My heaviest deer ever. It's always fun pulling the head off. Should we put it in the UTV so everybody can see our glory?
Probably.
This was obviously an amazing day yesterday. We kind of just chilled out, took it in, and we'll be back in the next couple of days. Nate's still got a tag in his pocket, so big deer still hanging around. We're just gonna be home for the next day or two and then get right back after it. So just an unbelievable hunt, crazy good deer, and just feel blessed.
Let's load him up.
Sweet.